movement in Los Angeles, it hasn't never been true. And I'm not even sure I haven't followed it. It's getting more true, perhaps. That, I think, is probably what the Los Angeles riots were about, following the beating of, what was that, Rodney King. That was really what it was all about. And I don't know if that problem has been addressed, since I don't live in Los Angeles, so I don't know. Anyway, the problem he's talking about is the man was down, if you like, on 42nd Street. How many have been to 42nd Street? It's a terrible, awful place, and used to be the heart of the theater district, but why anyone would want to go down to 42nd Street to do anything is beyond my imagination. So it seems to me there must be other ways to go and meet the man, i.e. go and make a living, than to go down to 42nd Street. But that's the world that he describes here on page 19. As he says there, he was down there and he had some unfortunate experiences. Yeah, I think anyone who went down there could have some unfortunate experiences, whatever your background was, as long as you looked like a normal person. You might really have some negative experiences. Now, by the way, New York has changed a lot. And he's talking about New York 30, 40, 50 years ago. If even New York 25 years ago was still like this. But New York today is like almost another world. It's gotten sort of like a yuppie environment. And the whole city has been yuppified since, who's the mayor who got so famous, what's his name? Giuliani. He planted trees everywhere and he did all this stuff, and the city is almost unrecognizable the way it once was. Of course, it's sinking back a bit into the way it once was since Giuliani's gone, but there used to be graffiti all over the city, that's all gone, and so on and so forth. So it isn't like it used to be at all. And, it seems to be, this picture here probably would not be accurate. For the wages of sin, 20 were visible everywhere. Wine stained, urine splattered hallways, ever clanging ambulance bells, knife and pistol fights, and so on and so forth. It does portray a really depressing picture of inner city America, and he's probably accurate, unfortunately, on that regard. Now, on page 22, or at the bottom of 21, really, neither, it mentions the police in the middle of 21, neither civilized reason or Christian love would cause any of these people to treat you as they presumably wanted to be treated. Only the fear of your power to retaliate would cause them to do that, meaning the white world. There appears to be a vast amount of confusion on this point, but I do not know many Negroes who are eager to be accepted by white people, still less loved by them. They, the blacks, simply don't wish to be beaten over the head by whites every instant of our brief passage on this planet. White people in this country will have quite enough to do. Well, again, he's quite bitter, as you see. In the middle of that page, but the Negro's experience of the white world cannot possibly create in him any respect for the standards by which the white world claims to live. Now, this is not going to encourage anybody to try to make the best of the environment that they're encountering. It seems to me it would be the most depressing thing for someone to read that I could imagine. You say, well, why are we reading it? Well, I think it's he's a fair-minded person, and the reason we're reading it is because he does mention the black Muslims in the second part of the book. But we can't just read that, we have to look at the rest of what he has to say. His own condition is overwhelming proof that the white people do not live by these standards. Negro servants have been smuggling odds and ends out of white homes for generations. And white people have been delighted to have them do it because it has assuaged the dim guilt, testifying to the superiority of the white people. Now that sentence there, I would totally, that seems to be such a lopsided view of the relationship of whites and blacks within their homes that I just have never seen anything like that, frankly. I mean, I've seen the situation that he describes, but first of all, I haven't seen anyone smuggling anything out of anyone's houses. And second of all, I've never seen anyone happy for people to do it. I mean, it's just just the most amazing presentation of reality. So if anyone thinks this is, there may be this aspect of things, I've never personally seen that. If anyone thinks that that's an accurate picture of the universe, I think it needs to be corrected a bit. Totally that. At least I thought the world that I ever saw was like that.